Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I thought I would do like a story time or whatever you want to call them, but it's just talking about basically my endometriosis story. So yeah, so for those of you who don't know, endometriosis is a chronic illness which women get. So yeah, basically I've just got to get this up because I always say it wrong. It's it's a disorder which causes a tissue that usually lines your uterus to grow on the outside, so the outside of your uterus. So imagine you're having your period every month and obviously that tissue normally sheds and then that's when you bleed. Well, you get that obviously with endometriosis, but the stuff on the outside acts like that, but obviously it has nowhere to go, so it basically bleeds inside of you and clings to like organs and your pelvis, that sort of thing. So yes, and those bits are called like endometriomas, I think. Yeah, and it just is not nice. So anyway, I have always struggled with periods and had quite bad ones since the age of 11. I would often have to come home because it'd be so heavy and I'd be in pain, or I'd like leak, and yeah, it's not very nice, but obviously it happens, we're human. So for years and years I had it like that, but I didn't really think much of it, just thought that's the way it was, and dealt with it. So I think I was about 15, obviously I was with my boyfriend and I went on the pill, which seemed to calm things down quite a lot. So I still had bad periods, but not really anything, you know, as it was. So I think, I can't remember how old I was, it was maybe 19, 20, when I started getting quite ill. I was getting like flu and things like that quite a lot. So I went to the doctors and was diagnosed with underactive thyroid, so they gave me pills for that. And then I had quite like bad problems with my bowels. I had like IBS quite a lot, and I had a couple of things where I had lots of pain to the point where I was in agony in my like left side and thought that I had to go to the hospital and didn't know what it was. I went to the doctors and they took like a wee sample to make sure, because I thought it was like a kidney infection. And yeah, I was just kind of palmed off a little bit. They made sure I didn't have like ectopic pregnancy, that sort of thing. And then finally saw a doctor who said, look, I'm going to refer you to the hospital just to have a scan, just to make sure that everything's okay. So I was like, yes, finally something is happening. Even if the scan came back normal, then at least they were doing something. So went to have the scan and they sort of said, oh, have you been told of endometriosis? And I was like, well, no, but my mum actually has it, so I knew about it. So obviously I was having this scan, I had to have an internal one, which wasn't the most pleasant experience in the world, but it was okay. And she said, have I heard of like the endometriosis? And I said, yeah, my mum actually has it, so I do know about it. And she didn't really say a lot because obviously they don't give you your results there and then. So I had the doctor ring me up and confirm I had a chocolate cyst, it's sort of called, on my left ovary, which basically is a cyst filled with dead or old blood. So that's why I call it chocolate cyst, because it looks brown like chocolate. So yeah, I had that, and then so I was referred for surgery. I went to see a lovely like gynaecologist in Salisbury Hospital, and she just said, we're going to do surgery, so like a laparoscopy, just to see what's going on. So I had that. I've never had surgery before. It's very, very scared because I hate needles, and just the whole thing in general, being put to sleep and stuff, scares me. So I was just like, ugh. But yeah, my mum was with me and I was really happy because she could stay with me. And being put to sleep is not actually bad at all. It was quite nice, so if you've never had surgery, then don't worry, it's okay. So obviously I came around from surgery not very well. I had quite like a funny heart rate, so I was in the recovery for quite a bit. And the surgeon came round while I was sort of out of it, but luckily my mum was there, and she was just like, looked at me and said, "I'm really sorry," and I was thinking, oh my god, what? She said, "You've got endometriosis and you have it really badly," and there wasn't really anything she could do because she wasn't like a specialist in it. And obviously because I was still drugged up, I started crying because, yeah, she didn't, my mum kind of said about kids and stuff, and it was just not nice. So I had the recovery for that, which was about a week. Recovery's not too bad, it's not the most comfortable, but because you've just been told news like that, you get quite upset and low, so it's one of the side effects of the surgery, basically, you know. Anyway, so I got referred to Poole Hospital because there is a specialist called Dr. Carpenter. He works there, and he is one of the best in the country and has been on like Embarrassing Bodies and stuff like that. So I was really happy that I was referred to him. Anyway, so I didn't have to wait that long. It was probably about 3-4 months for the gap. I got referred to see him, and he said, "We're going to remove the cyst." So, and he said it's basically all on my bowel. It was all on my kidneys. My like bowel was stuck to my uterus, hence why I had problems with going to the toilet, and obviously pain with like sex and that kind of thing. So anyway, I had the surgery, and I thought it was all going to be in one surgery. Turns out it wasn't. It was for one, just to remove the cyst, which was fine, but I didn't know that until I got there, so obviously I was a bit like, okay. So we get there, and the hospital's quite old-fashioned, and they have like a female waiting room and a male waiting room, and you're not allowed people to wait with you, which is really horrible. And I wasn't allowed my phone, so I can't imagine at this point that anxiety was like up here levels. I think my mum was more upset than me, but yeah, but I was okay. I waited there, I didn't have to wait too long. And the doctors were really nice, and honestly, being put to sleep was probably one of the best that, well, I didn't even feel the needle really go in or anything, so that was really nice. And this was day surgery, so I had that, and honestly the pain when I came round was not as bad as the first one, but I don't know why, but it wasn't. And the recovery was 2 weeks for that. So my third surgery, I had to be referred to like a bowel surgeon who was doing the surgery with Dr. Carpenter because of potentially having to have part of my bowel removed because of where the endometriosis was. It's like a big circle clung between my bowel and my uterus, so it's like in the middle. And it was quite an extensive surgery. They were removing a lot more stuff as well. So I could have potentially had a bag and that kind of thing, which I was quite worried, but didn't happen. I had a injection in my back, which numbed all my legs before I went down, which was very unpleasant, but it helped recovery. When I came round, there was brilliant news that I didn't need to have any of my bowel removed, and it all went well. I wasn't told exactly what they did. That's one thing I find with the whole situation, is you're not told a lot, which I find weird because it's your body, you should know what's going on inside of it, but yeah, when you're coming around you don't really ask these things. So anyway, I had that and I stayed overnight, had to have a catheter, and I feel like because it's an old-fashioned hospital, they are quite pushy for you to like get up and stuff, and obviously when you have the surgery it's quite bad pressure, so you're very like, it's hard to get up. They removed the catheter quite late, later than they should have, and I needed to go to the toilet but I couldn't go once they removed it. Struggled to go for like a good 3 or 4 hours, and then I finally went, because obviously if you can't go then it's kind of worrying. But I managed to go, and then I went or travelled back home. Obviously I live quite far from Poole, it's about an hour away, so me in the car on the way home is a bit like painful, but and then the recovery for that was 2 weeks. So I had this surgery at the end of April, so it's been about 6 months, and the update I can give you is that I don't feel really any better. If anything, I'm in pain a lot more every day. I don't know if it's because basically pre-op I had to have 6 months worth of Zoladex, which basically shuts everything down, puts you into like a mini menopause, which is very interesting and not pleasant. And I'm not on the pill at the moment because I was just a bit like giving myself a break, but I think it's probably best if I go back on it because it's not really helping. And yeah, I'm probably in more pain than I was before. I have it daily. And it's horrible because you can't enjoy your like sex life with your partner. It puts a lot of strain on the relationships, and yeah, it's the unknown really, because you're going to have to live with it for the rest of your life until obviously you have everything removed, because that will be the next thing. And obviously you have to think about if you can have kids, and I mean I haven't been told I can't, but yeah, there's a possibility. And it just makes you lose yourself a little bit. It's you can get quite down in dumps, and I try not to, but it's hard when you know, no one can see really on the outside what's wrong with you, but you know very well what's wrong with you and that you're in pain. Obviously it's still ongoing. I've just had another scan to see why I'm having pain quite a lot still, and I imagine I'll have to have several surgeries throughout my life. And yeah, but I thought I'd share it with you guys. If you have any symptoms of this, or you feel like you may have it, then I stress that you go to your doctor, because there is a lot they can do for you, and it's better to catch it before it gets really, really bad and sort of thing. So yes, I will obviously keep you updated with my story, and if you have the same thing and want to talk about it, then leave me a comment and I'm sure we can have a chat or something. So yes, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you all soon.